There's three major problems with the way a lot of players approach their basketball training, and if you're falling into one of these traps, it could be a big problem for you. You might be fitting all three, maybe just one, but all it takes is one to really keep you from being the player that you could be. The difference between being just okay in games to someone that's dominating, that has a bright future to play college basketball, play pro. And I've seen these things with a lot of players. Be sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm gonna have a way for you to fix all these issues. Coach Jesse Muench with Get Handles Basketball, where we train harder and smarter so you can play like the pros. If that's something you're looking to do, subscribe and click the bell icon to catch the newest videos. So the first thing I wanna make sure I'm perfectly clear, so hear me out on the whole thing. It's playing only pickup basketball. Now, I'm not saying playing pickup basketball is a bad thing. In some situations, it could be. But for the most part, I think it's great. I think you should be playing pickup basketball. I think it's great for you to get into game situations and start to get those reads for how much space you need to get your moves off, when to do your moves, what game situations they make the most sense, what gaps you can get into. Also seeing how much space you need to get a move off on your defender, how they're gonna react. Every player is a little different. A lot of times in my videos, I'll give you guidelines of, okay, do your move this way and at this time to make it work. But every player is a little different, right? Players have longer arms and shorter arms. Same with their legs. Different levels of speed, different levels of ball control. So you have to make adjustments accordingly. And the only way to really figure out all those little details is for you to get in the game. So what's the problem? The problem is if you're only playing pickup basketball, there's two big issues. Number one, if you're in a team situation with your coach, you know, they probably want you to play a certain way. They want you to move the ball around, play defense a certain way, attack only at certain times, take certain types of shots, right? Play within your system. If you're playing only pickup basketball, I think we all know the game's a little different there, right? It's a little bit more one-on-one, take on your man. Sometimes there's some decent ball movement and whatever, but you can get away with being lazy on defense, not boxing out, right? And you can start to pick up some bad habits. That's more of like getting bad habits for what your coach wants to see side of things. The area I'm personally more concerned about as a skills trainer, so I guess I'm a little biased towards this, is if you're only playing pickup basketball, think about what's happening in that situation. You want to work on your moves, right? Your ability to get your shot off, your offensive skill set, and you're playing 5-on-5 pickup basketball. How many people are on the court? Do the math. There's 10, right? There's one basketball. During that game, you are probably going to touch the basketball about 1/10 of the time because you're one of 10 players. So you're at the court 60 minutes and you only get about 6 minutes, if you divide that 60 minutes divided by 10, of reps doing your moves with the basketball. Now again, there's no replacement for the experience you get of doing it on a defender, so I'm not saying you should never do this. What I am saying is you also got to be getting in individual skill work, because 6 minutes of time with the basketball isn't going to cut it for getting that inside-out dribble down. Right? It's not going to cut it for getting that behind the back down. You could have just been spending 60 minutes repping the snot out of those moves all by yourself, and that was all repetition for you. Something to keep in mind. Second thing is a huge problem for a lot of players as well, and it's something that often gets overlooked. But click that like button if these first tips helped, and leave me a comment, say this helps. Second big problem is being in the gym. That's what I like to call it. And you'd be like, Coach, shouldn't I be in the gym? Isn't that a good thing? Yeah, it's great that you're in the gym. A lot of players just go to the gym though and take that as, okay, I went to the gym, I got better today, I did some workouts, right? Did you really get better? Like just going to the gym, there's a couple things we want to talk about with this. There's a lot of levels. First is, if you're going to the gym, that's awesome, but what are you doing? Like, are you just like hanging out and talking with friends? That's not gonna get you very much better, is it, right? If you're just chilling out or kind of lackadaisical going through some dribbles, right? That's not gonna get you better. Or let's even say you're just spending the whole time, you come into the half court line here, you're just chucking up half court shots. Is that getting you better? Probably not, right? Those are all things that aren't going to help. If you're repping out over and over and over doing a move really lackadaisical, that's going to start to become a habit, right? If you're doing half court shots, how is that really going to help you with your game? If you're just talking to friends, that's absolutely not going to help your game. But let's go to that next level now. So I'm willing to bet if you're on this channel, that's probably not what you're doing. You're probably putting some practice in, right? Some more specific, intense probably practice. But let's say you're doing a crossover over and over and over, and you want to work on selling this fake. You want to get that defender to go flying because you know that's a move you need in your arsenal. Cool, awesome, good to do that. But let's say you're putting in lots of repetitions and you're stepping like this and going into the crossover and you're really upright. Like, so it would look like this. Is that really going to work in a game? I think you could tell by watching it's probably not going to work so good, right? Now, that's probably a little bit of an exaggeration. You're probably not missing a ton of pieces there, like the footwork. I came in with this foot and I was upright. Right, so those are some of the pieces that are missing. Maybe you're just missing one of those. Maybe you're putting the step in and you're not dragging this next foot over, but you're still too upright. Or maybe you're bringing both feet together and you're down low. That's a problem because you're repping that out over and over and over and it's becoming a habit. To take things to an even more detailed level, what if you're taking a nice step, you're getting low, but you're not really leaning your hips and your chest in, which is one of the biggest keys to really help sell that fake. Again, repetitions over and over and over. Now you have to unteach your body the way it was doing it, so it takes as many repetitions as you put in doing it like this way to teach your body not to do it that way, and then more repetitions, that same amount of repetitions, to get it to efficiently do it the right way. Whereas you could have just learned it the right way to begin with and get a lot more improvement, right? Add that to your game a lot more quickly, and then you could have added something else to your game. So when you get to the gym, it's important, first of all, to make sure that you're paying attention to the details. So all the repetitions, you're not just putting in game speed. That's important, obviously. You got to put that in. That's step one. But step two is putting in game detail. Now, if you don't know what those game details are, you got to make sure you're aware of them, right? That's the other big part with that. So the third big part, putting the speed in, making sure you're putting in the game details, and number three, knowing all the details you should be looking for. Again, at the end, I'm going to have something that's going to help you with making sure you're knowing all the things you should be looking for in your training. Leave me a comment though. Let me know what NBA player you think is probably the most meticulous with their practice and putting in that speed, intensity, and paying attention to those details. Third big thing, and this is different than the second. At first it might sound the same, but hear me out on it because it's actually a lot different, is putting in time in the gym working on ineffective things. Before we were talking more like on the move side of things, or your shot, paying attention to the details there. But there's also like a lot of drills you can be doing to take your game next level. But then there's also a lot of drills that are kind of terrible and just look cool on camera or are kind of gimmicky. There's a few old school drills that don't necessarily get the job done, as well as like something that's maybe newer that can get the job done a lot better. A lot of things have changed in the way the game is played nowadays, and because of that, there's a lot of these gimmicky things that kind of come into the mix, but there's also some great things that have come into the mix that should replace some of the old school things. But then at the same time, there's a lot of old school things that you should be paying attention to and making sure you're still having as part of your practice. So again, like we talked about in the last section, you can get more out of that time in your gym, add new things to your game, add more speed more quickly. Then you can start maybe adding some other element, focusing on another element, or taking that speed to that next level so it's not just better than everyone, you get to that elite level, or your ball controls to that elite level, your jump shots at an elite level. The more you can add those things in little by little is huge. But again, if you're spending all your time in the gym doing more of these gimmicky things or old school things that aren't as effective, everyone else that's doing training that's better is going to start to surpass you and play better than you on the court. Or maybe if they are now, that might be the main reason. In fact, there's a really good chance that's the main reason. So I've got a solution for you. I've actually got a full system. It will take you from top to bottom through all the things that you need to work on. It combines a bunch of my best-selling programs from my website. If you want to check that out, that's the most complete training I can give you for your ball handling, to make sure you're doing things that are effective, looking at the right details, doing some more advanced things, as well as giving you time-tested things that you can count on. It takes you right from setting up the right foundation, great for beginner to advanced players, and then continually advances and progresses you throughout the entire year. You can check that out at the top link in the description, but this video is going to help give you some effective drills to work on to improve your handle. This is going to give you some moves that you can work on and details you should be looking at, and then this video is going to help you with your shooting. Click that like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon to catch the newest videos, and hopefully I'll see you in that mega game system, or maybe I'll see you in one of these videos next.